Alrighty guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good myself. So this isn't a normal type of comparison video. I'm going to be honest, I kind of just wanted to look at some R35s today. So we're going to do Motorhelix and Mini GT. I'm going to call it a comparison in the thumbnail and the title just for the sake of it. But this isn't like a true comparison. It's just going to be kind of like a loose comparison. Just kind of showing you the differences between the brand with a similar car. This isn't going to be like an apples to apples. Okay, this is the same exact model from both companies. We're going to see what's different, recommend which one. It's not going to be quite like that. I'm just going to look at some R35s. I got this Motorhelix one a little while back. This is the Millennium Jade Nismo T-Spec, I believe. And yeah, I've been really excited for it. Motorhelix's stuff is pretty amazing, and the Mini GTs are pretty good too. So we'll start with the Mini GT. We'll go through and just review both of them, and I'll just kind of show you guys them, and it'll kind of be a comparison in that regard. But anyways, this is Mini GT number 1089. It is the Nissan GTR Nismo R35 CRS version in dark metal gray. So this is the second of the Mini GT CRS GTRs that we've gotten. We got the R32 already, which I did not pull out, and it's probably buried somewhere. So I'll pull them out next time. I'll pull them out when the next one releases. But anyways, this is the second CRS version that they've done, which I think is really cool that they're doing this. I know a lot of you guys have been pretty excited about it too, because it's kind of like is niche the right word? It's kind of like a niche spec for the Nissan GTR, so I think it's cool. There's all the information on the back. It's got that new Nissan licensing sticker, which I actually really do like that they did that. Looks much better than the old... oh no, this one has the new sticker too. Do I have one sitting here that has the old sticker? Nope, both of these Mini GTs have the new one. Anyways, the old one just had like the Nissan official license product print on it, and the sticker looks really cool. But anyways, not that that matters, but there's all the information right there. This one is right-hand drive. I think this one did come in left-hand drive. I think I just happened to buy the right-hand drive version. Not that it really matters too much, but anyways. All right, here we go. So here is the casting. First impressions. This looks pretty nice. So Mini GT, as you guys probably know, has been making the R35 for pretty literally since the brand started. It is their most done car. But we are just now starting to get like stock versions of them, which I think is awesome. I think stock versions should have come a long time ago, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad that they're coming now, because Mini GT over the past like 2 or 3 years has really started refining their detail and kind of improving on stuff. Like if this would have come out a couple of years ago, like probably 3 or 4 years ago, you wouldn't have seen the Nismo printing on the wheel. You would not have seen these really nice LED molds in the headlight. You probably wouldn't have gotten a carbon fiber wing. There's just a lot of little details that I think maybe we probably overlook now that Mini GT has really improved on. It's apparent when you look at some of their old stuff. Like if you look at some of Mini GT's old Pagani Huayra Roadsters, those were pretty bland as far as like the little intricacies. Same thing with like the McLaren Sennas and even some of the older R35s and just all kinds of different stuff. The stuff that they're making now, they really have increased their attention to detail. So, like I said, not necessarily complaining that it took them this long, but damn, did they make a lot of Liberty Walk R35s before they did anything. I shouldn't say cool, but the instinct word that I wanted to go with there was cool. I can't say that the Liberty Walk ones aren't cool, because they are. And I know a ton of people like them. In fact, I do too. I've got probably 20 Liberty Walk R35s. But anyways, the paint on this is really nice. It's a nice metallic gray, just like it says. It's a dark metal gray. It looks really, really nice. It looked good on the R32. It looks good on this R35. Very clean. And then I like the black trim that kind of goes around the bottom of the car as well. Just very cool. Again, carbon fiber on the rear wing looks awesome. It's kind of a two-tone, so the supports on the side are done in that gray body color, and then the top portion of the wing is carbon. Really like that. It looks really nice. They did do the separate piece for the Nissan badge at the back. It looks centered and aligned well enough. a lot of times you will see quality control issues with these badges that are separate pieces. They just they're glued on. I'm pretty sure they're glued on by hand, and so some are going to be crooked or not centered, and I don't like that. I wish they were printed. Like the extra detail and the look of it like this, when you get a perfect one, it's like, man, that's really nice. If you zoom in a lot, you'll see that it's pretty damn legible. You might not be able to tell on camera. Yeah, you can kind of see right there. Like, it actually says Nissan. It looks really cool, but there's just too much room for issues when they use these, so I kind of just prefer prints, but it does look nice. The GTR badge there as well. I think that might be a separate piece too, that GTR badge. It's really hard to tell, but I think it might be. And then for the taillights, I've noticed that they're not doing clear acrylic for these. I think these are acrylic inserts, but they're painted. Not sure why they chose to do it that way, but I'm also not really complaining too much with that either, because they look pretty good. There's a lot of issues with the old way they used to do it, especially on a lot of the Liberty Walks. The little acrylic circles would get misaligned, and then when they would paint the circles in them, sometimes those middle silver circles were off center. Like this small one on this left side looks like it's got some issues, but overall, it seems like they've been doing pretty well, and I think it looks pretty good. It's a nice metallic red, so it's not just like a flat red like a Hot Wheels or something. It actually looks pretty nice. And then they did a little bit of gray on the exhaust tips, which I love when they do stuff like that. I feel like it just adds so much to it. And how can you not love the rear end of an R35? It's so iconic. Just all Skyline rear ends are just so good. Love it. Nismo on the license plate, and then there's a little bit of red on the bottom of the wing as an auxiliary brake light. So there's that, really cool. Again, the Nismo wheels are awesome, just these 6 spokes with the Nismo on that one spoke right there, super legible. Wheels look awesome, they're in a glossy black. The tires look pretty good too. They're not super thin, but they're not super thick. They look pretty nice. There's a GTR badge on the side on that silver venting piece right there. Mirrors look pretty good. Black interior, of course. Nothing too special there. And then, like I said earlier, I love the headlights on this one. So obviously they have that white print that goes on on top of the actual acrylic piece. That's for the daytime running light. And then there's really nice molding and detail in the actual headlight housing. So they went with silver, like a lighter silver than the body color. So it actually stands out. And then you'll notice up here at the top, there's a bulb right there. And then if you come down to the front of it, there's 3 bulbs up at the front as well. And I just think they did an awesome job on it. I think it looks very, very good. So that is awesome. Like the venting on the hood. GTR badge up right there is a separate piece. I feel like sometimes these badges that they do in the grill don't end up being super legible, and that's kind of the case for this one, unfortunately. But yeah, everything else on this just looks amazing. It's very nice casting. The other colors of the Nismo, this is a Nismo. This is just the CRS version. So we've gotten a few other Nismo versions of the R35, and I've been impressed with all of them. They've all looked really good. One flaw on them that was talked about was that they used the old interior piece from the old R35s, which I think was like a 2008-ish interior from an R35. They were reusing them in these new castings. I might have to pull it out and look later. I don't know if they're still doing that, but that was kind of disappointing. Not really a good look. Like, just make a new interior mold. It cannot be that hard. It's not like they're super detailed or anything, but anyways, there's the bottom. This one is a 2013 Nissan GTR Nismo. I thought this one would have been newer than that, but yeah, this is a 2013. I think this is the first 2013 R35 that we've ever gotten, so that is pretty cool. All right, let's move on to Motorhelix. So this is part of their senior series, their 64 senior series. So this one will have opening parts. It seems like they have 2 main lines for their 164 stuff. So they have their just regular intern series, which these are just static, no opening parts or anything. They do roll, usually. They roll pretty well. So these come in like the Tarmac Works and Inno64 size, like acrylics and boxes. And then they have their senior series, which, again, like I said, comes in these fancier, thicker boxes. It's got like this nice like microfiber Motorhelix cloth, and it'll have opening parts. It still comes in the acrylic, but it's a much nicer quality acrylic case than the standard ones. It's much thicker, and then the bases are also a lot fancier too. This one's got some tape holding both sides. And I really like kind of how they're doing things. Motorhelix releases a lot of like random products, but overall they're like regular stuff that they release. I like the way they have their different lines. So anyways, there's this plastic insert in here to keep the hood down. And then, like I said, super thick base. It's got clear acrylic on the bottom and then this white part up top. And then you've got this nice plate at the front. So apparently this one is limited to one of $15.99. I did not realize that. Either way, these shouldn't be super hard to get. But yeah, so there's the box. Like I said, super thick. A guy was asking mentioned in a comment a while ago, pretty much saying like, I don't know why people care about packaging. And I kind of agree. But at the same time, when you're doing an unboxing like this with a little bit more of a premium product, I kind of like the packaging. And these Motorhelix really aren't that expensive. I'll put up on screen what I paid for this one. I don't think it was too bad. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was around $25. So that's the same price as a Tarmac Works Hobby 64, and these are way better than that. So for the price, Motorhelix is really killing it. Like their intern series, like this Audi right here, this was like $15. This was mini GT price. So again, Motorhelix is killing it. But anyways, let me show you all the details back here. So they do have a Motorhelix officially licensed, like a Motorhelix authenticity sticker right there. And then just like some of your regular warnings and stuff, Nissan licensing with that cool sticker. And then there's the information right there. So this is M63504, and it's the Nissan GTR R35 Track Edition, engineered by Nismo T-Spec 2022, and the color is Millennium Jade. In my opinion, I know this might kind of be a hot take because I know people really like Midnight Purple, but wait, did they even do Midnight Purple for the R35? They had to have, right? Millennium Jade is my favorite color for the R35, and I would probably argue that it's my favorite color for the R34 as well. R34, I don't know, I really like Bayside Blue too. That silica color is also awesome, but definitely for the R35, my favorite color is Millennium Jade. It is just so beautiful. It's kind of a laid back, calm color on this crazy friggin' car. I think that's why I like it. But anyways, so got it off the base. It's just held on there pretty much like any other model with a couple screws. No pinhole. 2 screws, usually, well, I guess a lot of times it's 1 screw and then like a couple pins. This one is just 2 screws, and it seems like they're all like that. But anyways, here it is. I will do a quick roll test with it. I do not think this one is going to roll. No, this one does not roll. This is just a static model. Mini GT does roll very, very well. But yeah, just a static model, which for me is fine. I do not have a problem with it because this is... yeah, this is just like a display model. But anyways, let's jump into it. So the wheels. So this is not the same Nismo wheel that was on the Mini GT. A lot of the time these Nismo wheels are like a 6-spoke. These ones are not 6 spokes. I don't know exactly how many are on there. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 spokes. So yeah, but nice glossy black. They've got the Nissan badges in the center of the wheels. Then they've also got some killer brake detail. You can see the rotor back there, and the rotor is very shiny. In fact, that almost looks metal. I'm sure that it's probably plastic, and they use like a chrome or like a very high shine silver paint, but those almost look like metal parts. But yeah, very nice brakes. They pop, and then yellow calipers, which look awesome. I'm assuming they're in the right spots. A lot of the times the front calipers are towards the rear of the car, but I'm assuming that's correct. If not, that is a little silly. But yeah, wheels and brakes look awesome. The rotors look like they are drilled, so they've got like little dots on them. Yeah, that looks really good. And it looks like you can make the wheels roll, but then when you, obviously, if you put it down and try to roll it, they won't. But you can make the wheels spin, and it looks like those brake details stay in place pretty well also, so they're not like bound to the wheel. So that is good. So yeah, there they are on this side as well. Really, really nice looking. I love models with good brakes like that. You just look at it and it just feels premium, you know? Like sometimes when I look at this Mini GT, like when you look at the Mini GT next to the Motorhelix, like it's like looking at a Mini GT and a Hot Wheels, right? Obviously there's like a big step up in detail from Hot Wheels to Mini GT, but then when you go from like Mini GT to a Motorhelix like this, it's again such a big jump. Not saying that Mini GT are on Hot Wheels level, because obviously that is not true at all. But anyways, beautiful paint on this. It is Millennium Jade to the fullest, and it looks absolutely beautiful. The flake isn't too big. It definitely has some noticeable flake, but it's a little bit on the smaller side. It's a little bit more refined, and the shade of the green is spot on from all the pictures and stuff I've seen of Millennium Jade. I've never seen Millennium Jade in real life, but this looks very, very nice and very accurate. So there's that. Here's the back end. Are they using acrylic parts for the taillights? They are. So those are acrylic. It looks like they're kind of concaved in the center, and then they've got the silver paint in there for the brake details. I think the Mini GT and the Motorhelix look just as good as far as the brakes go. But Motorhelix did use just a print for the Nissan badge, which, like I said, I think is fine. Also a print for the GTR badge. Like when you look at the Mini GT, that badge does kind of pop a little bit more, but they're all, like I said earlier, you're able to get such a better, the quality control is so much better when you do prints. And they look pretty good too. Nissan license plate, it's actually a separate piece, that license plate. It's not just painted on, it's actually in there. So that is definitely a step above the Mini GT's print. Also, this print on this Mini GT is crooked, that license plate. Oh, I guess this one is on the Motorhelix too, just a little bit. But yeah, separate piece for the license plate. And then this one has like titanium blue tipped exhaust, which again, I love when they do colored exhaust. So both of these win as far as that goes. And again, I'm not comparing these apples to apples. This is not the same exact car. I don't know what year this Motorhelix is supposed to. Oh, it said it on the back, didn't it? This is a 2022. So yeah, we're looking at a 2022 and a 2013. So like, I'm not comparing or knocking anything on either of these. I'm just kind of pointing out some differences in craftsmanship, I think is what we'll call it. So yeah, I love the silver detailing on the back right there. You got the third brake light down at the bottom. The wing on this one is also carbon fiber, and it looks quite nice. Their carbon fiber pattern seems to be pretty good for Motorhelix, so that is good. Defroster lines on the back window are actually quite nice. They're not super thick and obnoxious like some brands, and they're a little bit like, no, maybe they're not. I was going to say they're a little bit opaque, like almost a little bit see-through, but I don't think they are. I think they're just thinner, and the way that Motorhelix did it is better than a lot of brands. It's easy, like you can actually see through that back window. So that is good. And then, of course, the carbon fiber roof, again, looks very nice. Their carbon fiber is definitely not bad. I don't mind it. So yeah, there's the rear, the top, the wing, and the roof and everything. The side mirrors do have the reflective stickers in them, and they look like they're molded pretty accurately. Actually, there's a little bit of black on the bottom. So they're a little bit of a two-tone. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then here is the front end. Check out the headlights. So it looks like they're using the molds that are in the actual headlight. Looks like they're using like some silver chrome reflective paint in there, which makes them really, really pop. Like I said, the Mini GT had awesome headlights, and so does this one. Love how they do that like reflectiveness, which is accurate to real cars. Most headlight housings on cars, I mean even like pretty old cars, usually the headlights, even if it's like a sealed beam, they typically have like a super shiny reflectiveness, and I think that just helps project the light from that bulb. So, and it looks like it's got a decent amount of detailing in there too. I can make out a couple bulbs down here, and a bulb up in the top portion of it as well, just like the Mini GT. Obviously, I don't think they were using the same headlights between the two. Obviously, there was probably a little bit of change in that from 2013 to 2022, but both look really nice. I am noticing that there's no daytime running lights printed onto the lenses for this one, which Again, not sure if that's accurate for the 2022, but either way, I think it looks really good. And just like the Mini GT, they have a separate piece for the GTR badge. Again, it just doesn't ever feel super legible. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. You can make out the R, but the GT at the top, it just never really like comes through, even on this Motorhelix. But anyways, it's got the little silver mustache right there. Looks pretty good. All the grille detailing at the front and everything looks nice. And then there's, I'm wondering what these little silver pieces are on this, these side vents. That little silver piece with the black dots. I'm wondering what that is. I actually just don't know. But anyways, here is the bottom of the car. So the base on this one actually is metal. It's a quite hefty model. And then also, as I just noticed, there's lots of carbon fiber on the bottom too. So it looks like they actually recreated the carbon fiber like skid plates on the bottom that the real car, I'm assuming, has. So that is really cool. And then you've got some nice exhaust detail going all the way to the back. So very nice metal base, very weighty model. It feels great. And then the last and one of the most important details of this Motorhelix is that the hood opens. So there's a little, I found this out the last one I looked at. There's this little button at the bottom. Well, it's not really a button. It's kind of just a tab. You push up on this tab and it breaks that gap a little bit. And then you can get your fingernail in there and lift that hood up. And then I think it's also got, I think it also has like a hood support. This little silver piece right at the front. I'm not going to try to force it to come out, but yeah, there we go. So this is a little metal hood prop. And it should come up like that, kind of. And then you should be able to like close the hood and it'll get propped up by that little support. So then if you wanted to like display it, you can display it like that. So really cool. We looked at the Bayside Blue R34 a little while ago as well, and it also had it, and I just thought it was really neat. So, yeah, so there is that. It's sticking up a little bit. I think I'm just going to probably have to like bend it and push it back down in there, but now it doesn't want to stay. Oh, there we go. Got it. But anyways, engine detail on these Motorhelixes is absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. That is crazy. That is super crazy. I don't even know all what's going on in there. I know a bit about engines and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know what all this stuff going on in there is, but it looks phenomenal. I like the black that kind of goes around. Then you can see a little bit of that Millennium Jade in there, of course. That's how a real engine would be. What are these things that are like sitting on top of the strut towers? What are these little like silver things on either side? What is that? Is that part of the suspension? Doesn't look like it. I don't know. That's interesting. I actually don't know. But it even has like the little stickers right there on the front. You can see the Nissan badge on the valve covers. Let's actually, that's probably the air intake, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the layout of the R35 engine very well, so I can't really say what any of this stuff is, but trust me, it is very, very detailed and looks amazing. And it doesn't just stop at the top. Like some brands will just kind of do like the top details. There's actually an engine in here. Like this is actually like a separately made engine piece that they put into this model. And it's super impressive. I really do recommend this series from Motorhelix. Like, it is just so nice. I've never really cared about opening parts, but when you get a model like this where it's actually executed well, look, it even has the texture on the bottom side of the hood. Like, when you close this and you're looking at it, I don't think I'd be able to tell that opened. Like, that looks so, like, the panel gaps are so realistic here that's just, like, perfect. And then that's also why they have this little push thing right here, is because the panel gaps are so tight that you need a little help getting into it. That's like your hood pop button. Just super, super cool. Yeah. Very, very cool. So yeah, that's obviously one of the main differences between Mini GT and Motorhelix. Basically with Motorhelix and this line of products, you're getting a really, really nicely detailed product with nice engine detail, brake details, just the whole works, very detailed. In fact, I think there's some interior detail as well now that I'm looking. It looks like there's a little bit of red on the bolsters for the seats. Yeah, there is. It kind of goes all the way around the edge of the seats. There's some red coloring. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, it looks like there's a GTR logo on the screen in there. I wonder what else is... Because Motorhelix does do pretty nice interiors. These windows are just too fucking small. There's a GTR badge on the steering wheel right there. It's a little hard to see, but... and then there's the GTR badge on the center screen right there. There might be a little bit more color in there. So yeah, it's got a little bit of interior color. So yeah, with Motorhelix, you're just getting a very, very nicely detailed model. But obviously, if you're not a big R35 fan, it doesn't make sense to go out and spend $25 on this model. If you just kind of like the GTR, you can grab this one from Mini GT, and it's also really, really nice. I think Motorhelix does a bit better on their stance. Again, not comparing these apples to apples because these are not the same car. But like Mini GT, sometimes the stance is a little bit too big. Sometimes their wheels are a little bit too big compared to like some of these higher end brands. But yeah, I think both of these brands and models serve their purposes. And I think they both do it quite well. I'm just always super impressed with these Motorhelixes. So there's my kind of like official, unofficial comparison, kind of just reviewing them and talking about the differences, I guess, but they're both great. They're both great. It just depends on what you would want for your collection and like what your taste in cars and models is. For me, I'm not the biggest JDM fan ever. I do like the R35. I tend to gravitate more towards stock things when it comes to JDM. And so I saw this. I love Millennium Jade. I was like, okay, I got to get that one. And then, of course, I collect the majority of what Mini GT releases. So you know, that's how a collector like me ends up with both of them. Plus, I like to review stuff for the channel. But like for you guys, I feel like that it just gives good variety in terms of like detail and what you get. So yeah, I think that's a good way to conclude it. Both are great. The Motorhelix is just a little bit greater. But anyways, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.